The 5 influencers are getting Biden in trouble. Okay, so the 5 is back talking about a story that I wanted to cover for the past couple of days. The Biden administration put a pride flag. Trigger warning, the Biden administration, folks, put a pride flag on the White House. Just understand that the Patriots are not in control. Okay? It brings me no joy to report. I repeat, the Patriots are no longer in control. Homosexual agenda is here. Sexual agenda has completely captured the Biden White House. It's the gays and the lesbians and the bisexuals and the transgenders that are forcibly transing everyone now. It's already started. They're yassifying the White House and they're yassifying your children. But that's not all. But the Biden administration did something also terrifying on top of that. They invited a bunch of queer people to the White House. A bunch of TikTokers and a bunch of queer people. Some of those queer activists decided to do something crazy. They decided to behave like they're French. That's right, folks. They're not only yassifying our children, they're turning them French by showing their titties. I love that everybody immediately knew what I was talking about when I said they're turning him French. They did the most French thing you can do, which is, show a little bit of booby. Show a little bit of booba. Oh, I thought you meant racist? No, that kind of, if they turned them actually French, and by that I mean racist, they would have loved that shit, okay? They would have loved it. So let's take a look. Influencers are getting Biden in big trouble.
Really wants to be cool with the kids by inviting their favorite influencers to the White House, but it's causing all sorts of problems. The White House forced to condemn a trans activist who decided to go topless at the president's Pride Month event.
That type of behavior is, as I said, unacceptable. It's not appropriate. It's disrespectful. And let's not, it really does not reflect the event that we hosted.
I mean, she covers her nipples. Come on, guys. We don't have to fucking act like this is, okay, we're not going to sit here and act like this is destroying the sanctity of the White House. But we're also going to not act like this is this is normal, okay? It's not. Come on. No, when the French do it, I make fun of it. Sorry, just because it's like a trans activist doesn't change the reality. Now there's a silver lining to this. There's a positive side to this, and I will get to that in a second. But don't be ridiculous. Weird take us on. Yeah, I'm weird. I'm transphobic and weird because I said, if you invite a bunch of people personally to the fucking White House and they flash their titties, it doesn't matter what it's for, by the way. Still, it's still inappropriate. Of course it's going to be inappropriate. And of course the White House is going to react this way. I see nothing wrong with the way that the Biden campaign and the Biden White House handled this. I will stand by that, okay? I love titties. I think titties are great, okay? I've said this many, many times. Every time I see a titty, I'm like, thank you. Is this for me? What a wonderful and beautiful surprise. I'm a big fan. But having said that, I still very much understand there are certain places where you can't be showing the titty. Okay? That's just it. That's it. Certain places where if you show the titty, it's not that big of a deal. It's just to do a protest, and that makes sense. I get it. I understand it. It's to try to gain attention, and it's perfectly fine in certain circumstances. I'll still probably make fun of it if it's to do some kind of protest or whatever. But in this circumstance, of course, the White House is going to say, yeah, this is disrespectful. We're not allowing that. You're banned. And anyone that says you're fucking wrong is crazy. Titties at the AVN Awards, fucking awesome. Titties when you come back home and the person that you brought home from the bar is like, hey, you want to see my titty? That's fucking awesome. Consensual titty seeing is great. Love it, okay? Titties at the White House can be awesome as long as it's in the White House bathroom. And again, consensual conversations and things of that nature are happening leading up to the titty being out. Titty when you're welcomed into the White House, when you pop one, when you pop the breastises, not so great. It's not awful. It's not criminal. It's not something that the Biden White House should be yelled at over. But, it's just one of those things that's like, well, is this really the place for it? You know? Does that make sense? Now, of course, having said that, there's a hilarity to this, okay? Because there's a couple different reasons why conservatives, regardless of how transphobic they are, absolutely understand that trans women are women. Because let me tell you, if she was a fucking man in the way that they claim that she is, nobody would get upset. Why are they so upset at a trans woman showing her titties at the fucking White House? Because it's not like they were like, oh man, I can't believe this shirtless man took off his shirt at the White House. They're not saying that. So it seems like you probably recognize that this is a woman. The way that you are fucking chirped about this also 100% shows that trans women are women. So remember, I'm a trans inclusionary radical misogynist, which is why I'm saying, you know, not the place, not the time and place, but hey, guess what? Definitely a woman, okay? 1,000,000%. Because if a man did something similar or a conservative did something similar, I fucking doubt that they'd be this mad, okay? That's it.
To celebrate the LGBTQ plus families. Individuals in the video certainly will not be invited to future events, and this has not occurred before, right? This was not a normal.
Yeah, like you can't do that. You're like representing trans people across the board. I mean, look, I'm not trans. I'm not a trans activist. You know what I mean? But like, it's just not a good look, and you got to understand that. Like, it's just not. I feel like optics in this regard are kind of important. There's an entire nation of people that are like trying to desperately grab on to any kind of fucking, any kind of showcasing of trans existence as like hypersexualized and grooming. And then you doing that is gonna, you know, is a little odd. You know, time and place, time and place, time and place. Be normal. Time and place. Be normal. That's my take.
Thing that has happened under this administration, but we've been very clear about how we saw this particular behavior.
But the topless influencer is not backing down.
Oh, there's a second component to this. Oh, fuck. I forgot. This is the most gender affirming shit that could have ever happened, okay? I forgot to mention this side of it as well. The Surfs brought it up, which is a great take. The right is hyper-focused on a topless trans influencer who was at the White House, but is naturally completely ignoring the trans man beside her. I'm sorry, but this shit is quite literally such a perfect demonstration that all of these fucking morons, 1,000,000%, are like, most of the time, deliberately misgendering people, because the way that they reacted to this is so gender affirming, okay? Hey guys, you have a dysphoric opinion, a dysphoric feeling for a brief moment? Show your fucking titties. Let's see how, if you're a trans man or if you're a trans woman, let's see how the Republican Party reacts. Literally, you will never feel dysphoric ever again. It's just so stupid and so obvious. Now, you know, that's why I said what I said. I hope you guys understand. Like, I think it's not the time and place for that sort of thing, and I think that it's not a good look for activists, right? But having said that, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, who cares? It's like fucking random people doing this shit. You know what I mean? Who cares? Fucking calm down. And overall, it's been very gender affirming from transphobes who normally would lose their shit and have behaved in the most predictable fashion. They had no issues with a trans man topless, which means they interpret that as men being topless. They didn't cause an uproar over that. Yeah, no, of course not. Wasn't that the entire point? She was hiding her nipples because she couldn't be arrested for showing them despite being AMAB, while the dude next to her is AFAB and should be arrested according to conservatives? No, I get that that's the point. I know that that's the focal point of the argument. It's just that no matter what happens, like, that is going to be seen bad and poorly. Again, public toplessness is legal in DC is not the reason why I'm saying this. That's why I said time and place, right? Like, you're in the fucking White House lawn and you've been personally invited as activists to attend the White House. Like, that's different. Come on. I don't know why people just, like, literally go, who cares? It's legal. Okay. Like, I don't really get this. Pissing in the toilet is legal. Go piss on the fucking White House lawn. See how that works out. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't matter if something is, like, legal. We're talking about optics in general. Yeah, if they hadn't been there as guests, but specifically went there to do this demonstration, it'd be completely different. If they were doing it, like, not at the event or not at, like, not inside of the White House lawn, like, you know what I mean? They're not like the people that infiltrate shit like this and then do stuff like this. I see some chatter saying they're just titties. People, this is not the time in the USA to try to push European values like boobies out being normal. When they want all gays to not exist, they're going to use anything they can for ammo in its perfect climate politically and culturally to make it a bad thing. I will say, however, that there's one aspect to this, and it is the fact that, passing does help in the way that it's received by the audience, because there was the Jesse Kelly tweet I'm going to talk about, but hold on, I got to grab my food real quick.
I had zero intention of trying to be vulgar or be profane in any way. I was simply living in joy, living my truth and existing in my body.
But sadly, this isn't the first time the White House got burned by the influencers.
This is a day in my life as a White House intern.
Hey, Jenny. I booked you a nail appointment, love.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
It's called Initiative. Hi, White House. This is Scooper. I don't think so. Oh, doesn't matter. And Jen, don't forget to have fun.
And me too. I'm here at the White House. I hang out here once in a while. I'm glad he's here.
So, Greg, as you know, when you visit the White House, there's a whole list of rules you have to follow about what you can bring, what you can't bring, what you have to do. And now there's going to be fine print that says, please don't take your shirt off and fondle yourself.
Yeah, her breasts are just like the Biden administration, fake, inflated, and built on deception. By the way, it's not about trans. It's about the artificial.
Oh, my God. That was so... Oh my God, it got zero laughter in the room. Even Jesse gave a pity. Oh God, boo this man. Boo this man. He is so bad. He is so fucking bad, dude. Why is he so bad at this? King of late night. Motherfucking king of late night, brother. The GOAT. The GOAT. The actual fucking GOAT. You know he wrote that shit down and thought it was fire. He wrote it down. He wrote it down. By the way, it's always funny when they do the wide shot because you can see little Greg fail to fucking touch the ground with his little feet.
Elevation of this noxious.
Like little Greg always having a hard time in his little booster seat. Oh, yeah. It's great, man. Yeah, Greg needs a booster seat. You need to be subscribed to the top of the hour. These are things that we all need. There's no reason to make fun of people for it, okay? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. You can also get boosted to no longer see the ads by getting gifted a sub. That's kind of weak, but it's fine. I really couldn't find a better segue, and it's 10 minutes into the top of the hour, so I got to run it now. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. Let's continue.
thing called the influencer. It's somebody who monetizes. I'm doing this for the viewers. Okay, here I go. It's about monetizing their social media following by pushing products, but they build their following by doing outrageous, attention-seeking, narcissistic endeavors. It's the turf
Bro,
of
that's
every
literally what
obnoxious
you
bozo. Really, I think I should be doing it. But so it's like every time an influencer enters the picture, everything goes wrong. The problem with the White House is they're too stupid to know that. But it's also a funny thing that, like, well, number one, I wish that this had happened on January 6th. Yeah. Because there wouldn't have been any outrage, of course, if those breasts would have been real. But these stories of trans are out of.
Is he fantasizing about some Deborah pussy right now? What's going on? He said those breasts would have been real. Oh my God. I would have loved me some fucking wine mom titties, dude. Have you seen the January 6th rioters? Like what they look like? You fucking psycho.
Proportion to the real impact that issue has on American lives. Have you noticed that? It's like we're talking about the tiniest numbers so small that we don't even know what they are, right? Because they're afraid that they'll be really smaller and you won't have an issue to push. But whether you look at sports, whether you look at bathrooms,
dude, I love that. I love that. He's saying, yeah, no, it's true. Exactly, Greg. Why do you talk about it so much? Why are you admitting that you're a fucking freak that can't get trans people out of your goddamn mind? Like, why is no one receiving that this is like the actual mania setting in? It's true. I make the same argument all the time. It's like a fucking 1% of the population, 99% of discourse. Why? Holy fuck. Just let trans people live, man.
military, beer advertising, now the White House. This is what happens when you elevate an identity beyond the proportion it merits. Then you end up with charlatans coming on and trashing it just like that. And she is living her truth. But imagine if anybody could say they're living their truth when they're doing something really awful.
Yeah. Dana, for me, it's like, it's just not about you.
This is what I mean. It's like, it's not really awful. Also, I told you, accidentally correctly gendering a trans person is so common. I'm telling you.
Like,
they're doing something really awful.
Yeah.
Imagine if anybody could say they're living their truth when they're doing something really awful.
Yeah. Dana, for me.
Wait, where is it? Hold on.
Then you end up with charlatans coming on and trashing it just like that. And she is living her truth. But imagine if anybody could say they're living their truth when they're doing something really awful.
He actually caught himself and correctly gendered her. That's crazy.
Go to the White House and respect where you are, but I guess if you're this kind of influencer, it is all about you all the time.
It did make me wonder if the Bud Light marketing director ended up getting a job at the White House, because that's about how bad it was. And also, what did they expect?
It's weird to say, but like, I'm not even kidding. Fuckability is like, it's so sad that trans people are so fucking dehumanized that like, fuckability is unironically a trait that literally causes these fucking psychopaths on the other side to like correctly gender you. It's so fucked up for trans women. Yeah. Well, trans men have a bit of an invisibility buff in that regard. It's still, so obviously transphobia still impacts trans men as well, but like there is the literal fucking patriarchal constructs that unironically help in that regard for trans men in ways that it like, I mean, you just saw it. No one is fucking talking about the trans man that was next to her. He had his titties out too, and not a single motherfucker got mad at that. That's literally, these are the same people that used to These are the same people that used to say, male presenting nipples, that's such a dumb thing. Bitch, there you go. There's some male presenting nipples on the one side and some fucking female presenting nipples on the other, and you lasered in on the fucking breast disease. That is straight up because of it's misogyny. That's it. That's what it is.
TikTok influencers, the way that they get views and monetize is by being more outrageous than the person before.
Yeah, you could say that about, again, Fox News commentators.
Or the video before. And the Biden campaign announced 2 weeks ago that they actually plan to run the basement campaign with the help of influencers. So I think they knew exactly what they were doing. Plus, this happened on a Saturday. We don't get this was inappropriate until Tuesday. And I guess the White House isn't very proud of all of this. And on the rules thing, in a way, maybe you could have some pity. Like, did no one ever teach this person that common decency governs a society? Forget that, like, the White House is a special, really important place in American history. And they would prefer to get likes and views than to be dignified and gracious and to be in awe that they even get to be at the White House.
What would you have done if it happened when you under your watch?
I would have screamed.
It would have never happened.
Tackled. You would have tackled.
Yeah.
It would have never happened under Dana's watch. Jessica, there were children present for this nice viewing portion of the event on Saturday.
But there was no breastfeeding, so that was good.
Right.
I was shocked. It seemed like a really bad look. No judgment on the surgery itself. But obviously, you're at a very important event and you're representing an issue that's incredibly important to your community. So you want to put your best.
Do you see what I'm saying, though? Do you see what I mean? It's like, common decency, as they argue why trans women aren't people. No. Everyone knows they're fucking freaks. She is the liberal on the panel. Okay? Like, you are not going to get the fucking broadest majority of Americans to look at a situation where even if you are a cis woman and you do this, you're not getting any kind of fucking positives here. You know what I mean? There's no upside to it other than, again, feeling gender euphoria, I think, when you have the entire nation of transphobes go so fucking ape mode over you because you are a woman and you showed your titties. And like, protest is supposed to be disruptive and you know, get people thinking and all this stuff, but like, ultimately it's like the situation at hand. I feel like if she snuck into like a Trump White House thing like this and then did it, that would be infinitely better. Why do I mean this? Because she's obviously not welcome there. She's protesting a transphobic administration. Like that bangs, you know what I mean? Because that makes sense. But when you come to the White House, when there's a fucking pride flag behind you, and the Biden administration invited you there as like an important activist / influencer, and you do it, then you're basically fucking over the minor attempts that the Biden administration is trying to put forward as they've like decided you're an ambassador. You know what I mean? Caught the chuds in a Biden has done her job. Fuck Joe Brandon. That's no. Fuck Joe Brandon is correct, but like not when they've invited you as an ambassador for trans inclusivity. What do you mean? Ultimately, it just shows to the rest of Americans who are geared towards transphobia to begin with, like that, you know, this is what you get when you do trans inclusivity. Now, they didn't need this to fucking be transphobic. You know what I mean? They didn't need this person to show their titties to be fucking transphobic. They're transphobic anyway, but it doesn't help. That's it. Because there's always like people in the margins that you can win over somehow.
Foot forward on a day that's honoring people who are part of the LGBTQ plus community, but especially for transgender people who have gone through a lot in their lives to be able to get to the point where they're living their truth, as she said it. The apology could have come on Monday. It should have come right away, but the use of influencers is smart. I understand that this backfired, but if you want to make sure that young people are getting out to the polls, you want people who they follow to say, these are the politicians that I'm supporting, these are the things that they stand for, and you should be too. And I believe that if there are Republican TikTok influencers, there probably aren't as many as liberals, then they're going to be used by Republican politicians as much as possible. All of those, the college campus kids that we see on here, like CJ Pearson, I think is one of them. It's kind of the same thing, right? That you find someone who's young that connects with the community that you're trying to go after, and you have them on TV.
It's not a connection.
Should they have?
This is a bad connection. By the way, don't you find it ironic that you commend somebody for living their truth who has fake breasts? I mean, how is that living the truth by deception? Those aren't real.
Yeah, it's a guy that got a boob job.
No.
I mean, Jesse's hair, he's not living his truth because that's fake.
Don't you wish that they probably.
Wow. First time Greg said something valuable and good. Fucking got him. Why are you inhaling food like it's your last meal every time I join the stream? Because I want to eat as fast as possible, because there's a lot of fucking stupid people that don't understand that I eat at the same time every single day, and I eat the same meal every single day. So instead of having to address the same idiotic baboon brain point 700,000 fucking times throughout the course of an entire year, I try to like carve it down as quickly as possible so I don't have to fucking address it.
I really wished that they had banned TikTok before this event, but they didn't do it, so...
Yeah, China got to see the moobs before everybody else, because that's all that TikTok thing is.
Did you just,
it's a Chinese spy app, moobs, man boobs.
Okay.
I love how Binder says this is unacceptable, but it's acceptable if this person flashes your children at a drag queen story hour. They have books that they...
Brother, I don't know what the point is, actually. I don't even know why I would address that, like, one, you made that up. Two, drag queens are predominantly fucking cis or trans men, okay? Like, that's literally what, like, drag queens are men, okay? They're men. They're men who are doing theater, okay? You're just so fucking confused about, oh God, I don't know why I'm doing this. God damn it. There's no reason to explain this. And two, yeah, if someone does that, if someone flashes your child, that's just separately illegal, okay? You're describing an illegal thing. It doesn't matter. It's not about being trans. It's not about being gay. It's just illegal.
They banned in Florida of transsexuals letting it all hang out there. They're okay with that. They're okay with this at parades. They're okay with this in front of kindergartners, but not at the White House. How is that okay in your kid's classroom or at a drag queen story hour or at a parade on public property, but not at the White House? You can't answer that question.
It's like, I can if
no,
it's
you can. Okay.
I can't answer that question because you made all of those things up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Jesse? Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't, like, he just straight up said like 11 completely made up things. Oh, I hate it when trans women are showing their cocks to me and I just am forced to suck them at the school bus. I hate when that happens all the time. I fucking sure wish I wouldn't have to suck trans woman cock at the school bus every day. Please stop. It's like, dude, what are you saying? No one fucking is doing this. You just made this shit up. You just made it up, and now you're like, address my problem. Address my issue right now.
Okay, I'll give you the floor. 10 seconds, go.
People are making decisions about where they take their kids if they do go to drag queen story hour, which is such a niche thing, by the way. It's kind of a BS argument to be making.
3, 2, 1. Not quick enough. This was Hunter's laptop on the South Lawn. Everybody's seen Hunter putting chicks in chokeholds.
I'm sorry, what? You should be able to tase him. I'm advocating for this. If Jesse Waters pulls some shit on a co-host like that, you should legally be allowed to get up and pepper spray him in the face. I am literally, as a misogynist, as a resident misogynist, okay, that was the most unhinged, unadulterated, unfettered misogyny I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. That was insane. I promise you, Jesse Waters was walking around pulling his nuts out after watching Waiting like every other guy during his college years. He probably still does. Oh, 100%.
He's dangling job offers in cash in front of his workers. This is disgusting.
How did you get to Hunter? How is that conceivable?
Hunter called her right after this.
Because this is not unacceptable. This is totally acceptable for the Biden
A lot of people
administration.
saw the video and thought it was from Hunter Biden's laptop.
And also, how
there you go.
transphobic is Joe Biden? He doesn't sniff her hair?
No, I think he got a sniff.
I think he did.
He
I
got
think
a
he
sniff.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
I hate these fucking freaks, dude.